Then jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Turn it up, y'all. Peak flow. Are you ready? Set. Jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Keep it steady. To the letter right. Turn it up. We giving the show. But can you rock it like rocket fuel? What you talking about? Space out your mind. But can you rock it like rockets, fool? That's a close encounter of what kind? Ready, set, stay back. But can you rock it like rocket fuel?
Yeah. Wanna be in a business. Yeah. One up and up is magic. With the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror, now I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dreams reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laughing. Now I hit the scene, daylight lights, camera action.
Coach, a very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with the Detroit Lions. 3/4 of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Set, 280. Line's 50, line's 50. They gonna need some therapy after this. Check three. Hey, red. Check. Shoot. Hey, check 24, check 24.
This is Alvin Kamara, who made the Pro Bowl in each of his first 2 NFL seasons. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
Double tight, guys, double tight. Hey. We got 3 down. Monday.
They'll run. This is Kamara. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2.
Hey, Charlie. Cut. Mike 22. Switch it. Hey. 50.
The shotgun snap for Stafford. And that is incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on fourth down, and they're going to go for it.
Hey, Delta. 50's a mark. 50's a mark. Go. Go. Hey, Mike's 50. Mike's 50. Hey, I'm coming.
So they will go for it. Stafford. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. So they go on fourth down. Not only do they not get it, it turns into 6 points the other way. Disastrous.
And many people think you should just go ahead and knock it down in that situation. Turn it over for the offense. But I had a defensive coordinator recently tell me, we see that as a passive play. We don't do that anymore. We want the ball in our hands, and we want to head the other way.
It's probably also instinct a lot of times. If you see a lot of green grass ahead of you, go ahead and grab it.
It's the exact right play to do. That's knowing when to break the rules and when to make a play that maybe you haven't been taught.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Stafford here coming off his pick 6. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Danielle Hunter in there for sack number 22 on the year. And, folks, that's just a half sack shy now of Michael Strahan's record of 22.5 set in 2001. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. A first carry now for Kofrani Muhammad. Well, that gives them a little room, but not much. A gain of 2 to the 5. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on third down.
2-yard gain on the play. And it's third down.
Blue set. 40 got. 40 got. Blue 60. Time go. Time go. Time go. 22 jet bomber. 22 jet bomber. Hey, red. Hey, exit. Mike 20. Mike 20.
They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. Linval Joseph. He's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up fourth down.
Now this is where field awareness comes into play. He's getting perilously close to his own goal line, and after that sack, backed up to his own 2.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Returnable for Sherrills. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10 at their own 43. Here's Dalvin Cook, 3rd year back from Florida State. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Check safety, check safety.
They go play action. Cousins. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Jarrett Davis coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long.
Hey, Haywood.
Third and long for Cousins. The open man is Smith. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Yeah, let's get sack lunch. You go tight. You got tight. Ring up 48.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Open here, Adam Thielen. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And he'll be dropped at the 23 after a pickup of about 4.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. A toss to Cook. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Vikings 7, Lions nothing.
Get this ball back for the offense. Let's go. Bravo. Watch the out. Let's go. Hey.
Cousins from the gun on 3rd. He goes full extension, and he's got it. First target, first catch, and a first down.
Well, partner, when you ask anyone other than your QB to throw the ball, you must have a lot of confidence, or you think you're really going to fake them out, and it looks like they did exactly that.
Yeah, going deep in the playbook, and a great grab on the other end. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
He's brought down back at the 16-yard line.
This has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14.
Here we go again.
Now Cousins. And this one complete to Smith. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
So they need 6 yards here on 3rd down. They're 2 for 2 on 3rd down tries so far on this drive. It's caught. Smith. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Herb Smith Jr., his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And it's now 14-0. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Now a play fake and it's Stafford. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
2nd and 6.
Hey, 180. Focus, 59. Hey, get the ball. 0. Mark 38. Mark 38. You ain't going nowhere. Mike 38, Mike 38. Time to go, night. 59.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Stafford. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Mike 50, Mike 50. He can't hang. He's not going to get me. Let's go, Mike 50, Mike 50. Don't get nervous. Hey, check my behind.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Stafford will stay out there. He'll lead his guys up to go for it on 4th down.
Wahoo! Give me radar. Safety 21. Kill. Check 37. Check 37. Check 52. Check 43.
They are going to go for it. It's Stafford. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off, and it'll be a turnover on downs. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Two. He's coming. We got double up. Black.
Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. 25 yards that time.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
Check Mike 21. Check Mike. Jim. Rose. Hey, look, 3.
They'll run with Cook. And a little bit of space there takes it inside the 5 to the 3. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter.
Keep playing hard. Let's get it.
On 2nd and goal, Cook waiting in the backfield all alone.
Let's get out the field, defense. Sponge. No. 50. Shift.
He'll get it up the middle. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They'll run for it with Cook. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Dalvin Cook hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Barely got the extra point, and it's now 21-0. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half. Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
40 got. Trail right, 22.
From the gun, here's Stafford. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Now it's Stafford. And the pressure gets to him again. Linval Joseph able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. I'm starting to wonder if this offensive line just simply doesn't like him. I mean, they've given up 6 sacks in this game. He's had nowhere to go, nowhere to run, and obviously nowhere to hide. And all those sacks in the first half, this is just complete domination. On 3rd down, Muhammad. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought the punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You've got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy. No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Cousins. It's complete to Diggs. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. Well, that certainly changes things. Yeah, I think the thought process is they'd take this lead into the locker room, run something simple here and run the clock out. Instead, they get the big play. Now they have a chance to increase what they've done in the first half. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Ringo, first. Gun.
They just do get the play off. Now Cousins. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half.
I got you. Black. Hey, orbit. Lucky 50.
From the red zone now, Cousins. Looking for Thielen, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off. Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10. Throwing is Stafford. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Linval Joseph able to record his 5th sack of the season. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Stafford. He completes this to Sutton. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. The final shot before the break. Stanford into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
High, 180. Check back 21. So we got man. Lucky 48. Wait the hot.
First down. Here's Cousins. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. It's a gain of 5, and it'll make it second down.
It's a gain of 5.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Box drop. Gun.
Throwing, Cousins. And Diggs has it. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Stephon Diggs with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And that makes the score 28-0. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Call it an 8-yard gain. Much better shape now on 3rd and just a yard.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but to get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And it was a stiff arm there that freed him enough to get the first before he's tackled. At 5 yards on the play there, as the drive will continue.
Here we go.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
They'll run with Muhammad, and just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Stafford, and he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes that's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense, because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
On 3rd down, here's Kamara. And I don't think Kamara got there. Looks like they stopped him short. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Hate to say it, but that play typifies what we've seen from this offense all game long.
Yeah, don't you think maybe you flip over your play sheet as the offensive coordinator and see the side that says try something different? Because this has not worked all game long. They continue to try and get it done. They've got to come up with something a little bit different. Try something special, something they haven't seen.
Anything to score a point. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. Now, they've been burned twice already on 4th down, but the 3rd time's the charm as they keep the drive moving. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
59!
Double up. He's coming, double up.
Running with Kamara. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 on the 1st down play.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Check 9, check 9.
Here's McKissick. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. The Lions on 3rd down. It's been a problem, just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Here's Stafford. And that'll be intercepted by the Pro Bowl safety Harrison Smith. A big seam, and he might go all the way. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he will be marked down right there at the 20-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Alert!
Now Kamara. Oh, he's got some breathing room. He's at the 40. Past the 20. Touchdown, Detroit. Alvin Kamara, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Lions are in for 6. Prater for the extra point. And that will shave one more off this lead. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And the Vikings able to recover. The hands team does its job. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Slam, slam, slam. Kill, kill, kill. Turn it up. Kill, kill, kill. Turn it up. Shift. Watch the gun.
They start the drive with Cook. He'll have a first down past the 40. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Trey Flowers, the former Arkansas Razorback, in there to get him. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
And that run good for 6 yards, but they're still looking up at a 3rd and 15.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
From the gun, here's Cousins. And that is incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Here's Britton Colquitt now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. They run it again with Kamara. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. The Lions on 3rd down. Just one conversion and 8 tries. Not good. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Here's Stafford. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. An explosive 38-yard pickup. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Stafford. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Back to throw, Stafford. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
To throw is Stafford. He's going to let it fly. That's going to be caught. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Cortland Sutton, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Lions are able to draw a bit closer. Extra point good by Prater. So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here, but let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick. And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try. So they touched it before it went 10, and that's obviously not going to help their comeback bid here in the 4th.
No, not at all, and they're trying to get something going after one there, but you've got to give yourself a chance. Let it go 10 before you touch it.
Save. Check. Crunch. Rhino. Switcher. Hey, steamer. Deuce. My God.
Throwing here, Cousins. Throw left side on target to Thielen. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the 1st down.
Right here.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And an alley to run. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook